Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again from the OREI team with an overview of the WHD-Pro 2T-K wireless presentation system. This product was engineered to make it really easy for you to share two different HDMI streams wirelessly with a monitor up to 100 feet away. Each of the transmitters features a video mute button on the top where you can select between the different media sources or even display multiple media sources on the same monitor. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with an unboxing of the product just to show you all the components that are included, and then I'll take a closer look at each of those components and explain exactly how they work. I'll list the features the product can support, and then finally, I'll come back and actually do a demonstration here to show you just how easy the product is to use. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open the box, you'll find the receiver unit, two transmitter units, two short HDMI cables that are connected between the transmitters and your media device. You'll find a 5-volt DC 1-amp power supply. You'll plug this end into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a barrel connection on it which plugs into the back of the receiver, and that's all the product you'll need to operate. You'll also find a full instruction manual that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and other information you'll need to understand how to use the product. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll actually take a closer look at each of the components and explain the connections and indicators. I'll list the features, and then I'll come back and do the demonstration. Now we'll take a closer look at both of the modules, and I'll start with the transmitter module. The kit includes two of these, and they operate exactly the same. And there are two connections you'll need to make between the transmitter module and your media device. The first one is a USB-A connection. That provides power for the transmitter. You simply plug this into any available USB-A port on your device, and that's all the power you'll need to operate the unit. You'll also find an HDMI port right there, and you can use the included cables from the kit to connect this up to your media device, but if you need a longer cable, you can certainly replace this with a longer HDMI cable. On the bottom of the unit, you'll find four little rubber feet, which are nice because they keep it in place when you set it down on a flat surface, and you'll also find that there's magnets behind here that are great for attaching this to a metal surface. So you can clip it to the back of your laptop if it's metal enough to attach it. If it's aluminum, obviously it won't stick. It's also great for cable management when you put these away. Now on the top of the unit, there are two buttons, and these may not be apparent initially, but there's a large button in the middle and a smaller button right here. Now these have different functions. When you first connect this up to your device, these will be red, which means you're not presenting. If you want to present from the device, you'll tap this once, and that'll actually pass whatever media is at the transmitter to the receiver, and it'll either take the entire screen if nobody else is presenting, or it'll split the screen where you're presenting next to somebody. If you want to take the entire screen, you can hold this for 3 seconds, and that basically allows you to occupy the entire screen. The button on the front controls other users' behavior. So if you single click this, that allows another guest to mirror along with you. So if you're presenting in full screen and somebody else wants to present, you can tap it and give them access. If you double click it, it'll deny their access. And if you hold it for 3 seconds, that'll quit all display devices in the room. So you have a lot of control from this particular unit. And that's pretty much it. It's made out of high-impact plastic, really lightweight, but very, very durable. Now the receiver unit is pretty simple as well. It's made out of high-impact plastic, very lightweight, but again, pretty durable. You've got dual antennas that allow you to get a great reception up to 100 feet away over a wireless connection, so you're not going to have any problems between the transmitters and receiver unit. On the front, there are 4 indicators: power, LAN, USB, and 5G. I'll explain these 3 when I show you the connections on the back, but the power indicator comes on after the unit's gone through a power on self-test. When you first add power, it goes through that power on self-test to check all the electronics, make sure the receiver's working fine. It's checking for any transmitters out there. That power indicator will come on, letting you know it's ready to use. If you make a LAN connection, a hard LAN connection from this to your network, the LAN light will come on, letting you know that connection is valid. The USB light comes on if you're connecting one of the transmitters to the back of the receiver, and I'll explain why you'll do that in a minute. And then 5G lets you know the 5G network between this and the receivers is ready to go. On the bottom of the unit, again, you'll find 4 rubber feet that keep it in place. You'll also find 4 mounting holes you can use to mount this up off the ground and out of the way. Now on the rear of the unit's where you'll make all your connections, and you'll find a DC port on the left-hand side, and that's for use with the power supply that's included with the kit. You'll plug it into the wall, you'll plug the barrel connection in there, and that's the power you'll need to operate the unit. To the right of that is a power switch. Right now it's on. You can turn it off by popping it out, turn it on by popping it in. And that's really nice because when you're not using it, turn it off. You don't want to use the unit's energy and have to deal with the wireless on all the time. It's just fatigue on the unit. So make sure you turn that off when you're not using it. To the right of that is a USB port and a reset button up top there. If you ever need to factory reset the unit, you can use a paper clip, put it in that hole for about 5 seconds, gently push that button, the unit will go back to a factory reset. Now the USB port on there is interesting because when this unit is delivered, these transmitters are paired with the receiver. but this receiver can support 32 of these transmitters. So if you buy new transmitters, they won't be paired with the unit. Or sometimes the transmitter may break that pairing. If you need to repair the two, you can plug this USB into this USB port in the back. They'll find each other, they'll pair again, and you'll be ready to go. So that's used for pairing these devices. To the right of that is an Ethernet port. You can plug this into your local network. There's software control inside this unit where you can control things like who can present, how many people can present at the same time, and a lot of other configuration settings that you can actually change using this Ethernet port. Then finally, the HDMI out port is connected between this device and your display. So wherever you're going to display all of the people trying to present, you'll connect a short HDMI cable from here to that monitor and you're good to go. Now, one other thing that I didn't mention in the overview is this unit can also accept mirroring from other devices that have casting technologies built into them. A lot of phones and tablets and laptops have the ability to cast their screens to a receiving device. This product supports that as well. So you have the choice of using a transmitter like this that connects to the device, or if your device you're trying to present from has the ability to mirror over a wireless connection, you can use that with this unit as well. That's pretty much it for the two modules. The OREI WHD-Pro 2T-K supports a wide range of modern media devices, including laptops, computers, streaming devices like Roku, conference systems, and game consoles. Its features include the ability to transmit media content up to 100 feet wirelessly. It supports full HD 1080p content. The kit includes 2 transmitter modules. It's a software-free installation, and the system is fully expandable up to 32 transmitter modules. Now I'll show you how simple it is to use this wireless presentation system with your own equipment. And for this demonstration, I've set up 2 media devices right here. I have a laptop that's currently looping a video, and next to it I have a small media player that's displaying an image. Now the reason I chose 2 different styles of devices is because one of the big benefits of this solution is that it can display pretty much any HDMI media content. Now normally you'll use it in a conference room doing a presentation with a set of laptops, and maybe you're switching between presenters. But there may also be times where you need to display other styles of HDMI media content, maybe from a DVD player or a game console, and knowing the system can handle any HDMI media content really makes it incredibly versatile. Over here I've set up a monitor, and that's where I'll display the content that we're going to broadcast from these 2 different devices. I have the 2 transmitters here and the receiver here. Now the first set of connections I'll make are to the receiver, and I'll start with the HDMI connection to the monitor. I've plugged it in on the monitor. It's a standard HDMI plug. It goes into the HDMI output port in the back. And now I'll add power. I've already plugged in the power supply. Standard barrel connector. I'll plug that in, turn it on. The minute you add power to the receiver, it immediately starts an internal power on self-test where it's checking all the electronics to make sure they're working okay. It's also checking the resolution of the monitor to make whatever adjustments are needed to give you the best possible picture. Now we're ready to hook up the transmitter modules. Now each of these modules has 2 connectors or 2 cables on them. You'll find a USB-A connection, and that's for power, and an HDMI connection for video and audio. Now most laptops have both of those connections on the same side. If not, you can change out the HDMI cable to a longer one if you need to. So I'll plug in the HDMI connection first on the laptop, and then I'll plug in the USB-A, which is right next to it, luckily for me. And the minute I do that, you'll notice this comes to life. You'll see the 2 reds are blinking right there. And what that's indicating is that the transmitter is going through a power on self-test as well. It takes a couple seconds for it to sort of figure out where it is, check the resolution of the HDMI media stream coming towards it, and start to connect to the receiver unit. Now the minute that goes green, you can see this bigger disc is still red. And that's sort of a video mute button, so if you don't want to display what's on your screen, you want to make sure that's red. Now to actually display this, I'll just tap it once. It turns blue, and then immediately sends that over to the receiver unit, and there you go, there's the video. Now I'll connect up the media player, and I've got an HDMI connection on the back of that and a USB-A in the side. It's a little bit more clumsy because they're not on the same side of the unit, but again, it starts off with the red self-test. It's going to blink a couple of seconds, do the same self-test, check the HDMI stream, and adjust what needs to be adjusted. The minute it stops blinking, I'm ready to go. Now it's red, so it's not going to actually display that content, so let me turn this one off. I'll tap that. That'll go red, the display goes out. I'll tap this one, it turns blue, and it sends the content over there. So you can see that this is now transmitting across. But one of the really cool features is if you have multiple transmitters and one receiver, you can actually send more than one signal at the same time to the same screen. So right now I've got the laptop sort of muted video-wise, and if I tap this button, it'll make this one live as well. And watch what happens on the display. it actually puts them right next to each other. You can share that screen between multiple presenters at the same time, and that's really beneficial if you've got a lot of people presenting that have to show a lot of information. And again, this system can be expanded up to 32 transmitters for one receiver, so there's a ton of versatility built into it. And it really is just that simple to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the OREI WHD-Pro2T-K wireless presentation system helpful. It really does provide an incredibly easy way for you to share multiple HDMI media streams with a single monitor up to 100 feet away over a simple wireless connection. And the fact that each of the transmitters provides complete control over the media being sent means that you can mix and match different media devices on the same monitor or dedicate the entire monitor to a single media device. This is a perfect solution if you have to share a display in a conference room between multiple laptops, or even share a widescreen TV at home between multiple media devices. And the best part is, the system is simple to use and can be expanded to 32 transmitters on a single receiver. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks for watching.